So how are rehearsals going? I've got to ask that first and foremost.
Yeah, it's been good. We've it doesn't feel like it's been that long since we played last. We sort of finished up in November, I guess, of last year. So it it doesn't feel like it's been that long since we played a concert, even though it's been like a little while. So but we're super excited to be traveling and coming over to the other side of the world from us. So it's been a while, been looking forward to it.
Now, when you go into rehearsal, you obviously have every kind of hit imaginable you have to play, but do you rehearse a lot of deep tracks just so you have like an A and B set list?
Yeah, we generally like kind of jump around a lot while we're rehearsing, and like play lots of different songs. It kind of gets us in shape more quickly too, like just to play a lot of different songs and just be more agile, as players. We have a lot of music too, so it's like sometimes challenging figuring out like what songs we're gonna play.
Is there ever a song that you go, I wish we didn't have to play that, or you're just so proud of your entire catalog?
It's more like appreciative of the fact that we can show up someplace, on another part of the world and have people care what songs we play. We're really grateful and thankful for that. So um yeah, like I think there may have been times earlier in my career maybe when I was younger, like where I like probably got annoyed that I had to like play certain songs over and over and over again, but it's like, you know, the fact that people care is way cooler than playing than I don't know. It's a good position to be in.
So now touring is a lot of 22 hours of hurry up and wait for 2 hours of fun. What are your essentials to bring with you on any tour? What do you need?
Not much to be honest. Like I travel really light. I don't carry very much with me at all. Just sort of like the essentials. Um, but like I think the one of the keys to like getting through all the time changes and all the traveling is staying active. So like most everybody in the band has some sort of workout routine that they do. um I like running, so like I go running, but other people are like Jose, our drummer, is really into biking. He brings bikes everywhere with him all over the world. So he does bike rides like all over the world. Other members of the band are just into different things. And I think staying active is just really a key to like pushing through all the tiredness and time changes and all that and keeping yourself from getting sick. It's really challenging though. The older we get, all this stuff was so easy to us when we were in our 20s, but late 40s now, totally different. Everything feels different.
Now, I'm hearing you, I'm in the late 40s and I wake up every morning and go, what's that pain I didn't have yesterday?
Everything's a little
Now,
different.
now it must be hard on a festival situation such as Lookout. While it's a smaller festival, you still are with other bands like Live and some Australian acts. Do you try to mix up every set list, or is it just going to be you're just going to knock it out for these couple of shows and have the same set list?
Um, I'm sure we'll probably like sort of custom tailor like some of the set list, like depending on sort of the environment, whether it's a festival or just our own headline show or whatever's happening. Like we're accustomed to doing all the different types of shows that we can play, whether it's like playing these big festivals or just on our own. So whatever it is, like we're ready for it.
Sure. Now you were here a few years ago yourselves, playing here in Brisbane against the water. You'll be playing against the water again in a different location, which is great for a California band. What is your favorite venue in the world to play? Do you have one?
Favorite venue in the world? That's tough. There are a lot of incredible places to play. Um, in the whole world. I mean, there's some castles that we've played at, like in Spain and Portugal. I don't remember the names of them per se, but like for example, there have been festivals that we've played on the grounds of castles, you know, that were built during medieval times. And some of those were pretty spectacular. You know, the gorge in Washington is really beautiful. Red Rocks in Colorado is really beautiful. But every, you know, every place has like, you know, different, every country has its own sort of unique culture and incredible venues, you know, like when we were in England, you know, we did a tour of Europe and England last year in the summertime, and we played this venue in Cornwall um, that was just like incredible, like outdoors, and it was like a, you know, a biosphere where they were growing all these plants, and it was pretty
Wow.
amazing. I don't remember the name of it right now off the top of my head, but it was amazing. I should know the name of it.
That's all good. Now, any new acquisitions in the way of guitars?
Nope, I've been playing the same stuff for decades now. Um, you know, like I had a problem with my wrist years ago, like, you know, back like around 2007, 2008, something like that. And ever since then, I've kind of had to stay consistent with my touring setup. Like I've been playing these Fender Telecasters for the last like I don't even know how long time. Um, and I haven't really like strayed from that much at all. You know, I like the consistency and because otherwise my if my wrist starts giving me problems, it just sucks. So I just
Yeah,
tend to stick to one thing that works really well for me.
sure. Now, I do have to ask about Morning View. You are re-releasing a new version. Now, a lot of bands do that for publishing at the moment. Is that what you guys have done it for publishing, or just because you wanted to revisit it?
No, we did it because we just, you know, we thought it would be fun actually. Like and that was sort of really the main motivation. At first, it was kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that, you know, but the idea of like sitting down and sort of re-recording the songs, once we started getting into it, it was really fun. It was like visiting old friends, you know, like just kind of an interesting exercise. Um, and also a good way to appreciate this sort of this collection of songs that we wrote at a specific point in our lives and appreciating them in sort of a new way, you know, 20 something years later.
Sure. Have you guys ever entertained the thought of doing an orchestra show with an orchestra behind you?
Yeah, we've done that on a few occasions. And it's always a lot of fun. A lot of work to do it, you know. But we've always enjoyed our experiences like that. We haven't done it in a while, I guess. Last time we did that, I think, was in maybe 2018 when we played the Greek Theater in LA. I think it was 2 nights in a row. We had like a string orchestra. It was a small group playing with us, but it was really fun.
Sure. Now, you're out here with live and some Australian acts. Have you toured with live at all in the past?
No, this will be our first time.
Okay. Are you a fan of them from, because they sort of predate Incubus. So,
Yeah, they
yeah,
were
you
they
a fan
were
of them?
really big. They were really sort of in the mainstream like at the time around the time that we were playing like, you know, local gigs in here in LA and Hollywood. They were already like huge at that point. So this must be like 1995, 94, 95, 96, somewhere around that time frame. More like 95, 96-ish. Think they were like having a lot of commercial success at the time.
Yeah. Now, I've got to ask, people may or may not know, depending on how much they Google you, you have a long-standing relationship with the Osborne family from playing on Kelly's first recordings to scoring Aussie's documentary.
Yeah.
How does it how does it feel living in that kind of world? And have you got like a funny Aussie story you're allowed to share?
Um, First of all, like, you know, the Osborne family, like they actually, you know, we owe a lot to them. They really played a real role in our career as a band. And you know, invited Incubus to be on the Ozfests like really earlier in our career. I think 98 was the first Ozfest that we played. Um, and that was when we got to know, you know, Sharon and Ozzy and Jack and Kelly and Amy really well, you know, and we did the Ozfest again, I think in 2000. And then we opened up for Black Sabbath as well. And these were all things that were facilitated by the Osbournes, you know, like we were just a bunch of kids playing music and just going wherever people would have us, you know, like wherever it seemed like people wanted to hear our music, like we were excited to be there. So yeah, it was pretty surreal to be able to like kind of be invited into this circle of people, and how many fun and amazing times that we all had together. And yeah, I've got lots of really funny stories about the Osbournes, like that are just, yeah, really funny. They're an amazing, hilarious group of people. So yeah, I could talk about them for days. You keep asking me questions and I could keep going.
Well, I might have to hit you up when I see you at the Brisbane show for sure, because we'll be there covering it. So as we finish up today, Mike, number one, thanks for your time. We look forward to seeing you. But what do you want to let the fans know before I let you go?
Um, and thank you for having me, and thank you for having us and supporting Incubus. And we're just happy to be back. Um, you know, it's been a long time since we've been in Australia. We're really looking forward to it. And to the fans, like we just can't wait to see you. You know, we're just super stoked to be there, and that you know, we're showing up and you're showing up, and we're really excited about it.
Wonderful, Mike. Look forward to seeing you in a few weeks. It's going to be a great little festival. So we'll see you soon.
Awesome. Right on, man.
Thanks, man. Have a good day.
You
Bye.
too.